Hello, Tilt Festival, are we well? Well, yes, we are Do Not Adjust Your Stage. We've come all the way over from London, England. It's an absolute honour and pleasure to be here. So first of all, big thank you for everyone who helped support the campaign to get us here. We're so grateful. It's an absolute pleasure to be here. So give yourselves a round of applause for that. And we have a very big responsibility because I believe we're closing the festival for you tonight. If you've had a good festival so far, give me a massive cheer, please. So we're aiming to go out with a bang for you today with our show, The Wunderkammer. Now, usually we ask if anyone in the audience has seen The Wunderkammer before, but I think it's a bit of a long shot. So if you haven't seen The Wunderkammer before, big cheer, please. And The Wunderkammer is a very, very special show indeed. Tonight we have a guest expert speaker who's going to come and speak to us on their passion and expertise. Very kindly has given up their time, and that will inspire the improv that we're going to do for you this evening. Stories, scenes, and characters will be inspired by the talk, and there'll also be a chance for you to ask questions after our speaker has finished. So while you're listening to the talk, please do think of some questions, and we will try and come to you and cover you all. So we also like to make our speakers feel like rock stars. So I'm going to tell you 3 or 4 things about your speaker, and after each one I want you to go absolutely wild. Is that okay? Great. So first of all, he is a professor in cultural history. He is a local and he works at Tallinn University. And this is all we know about his talk. We've not seen his talk before. He's going to be speaking to us about time. So absolutely wild for Mr. Malik Tom.
This is going to be the only not funny part of the performance. I'm an historian and I work with time. Time is my substance, not my living. And I would like to share with you some reflections on the current time perception in our Western societies. How do we relate those categories of past, present and future? And if you want to have a title for this talk, it could be, Where Has the Future Gone? There is a novel written by a British author, Graham Swift, published in 1983, called Waterland. And in this book, one of the characters says, back then, in the bright 60s, there were plenty of future on offer. Unquote. I would claim that we are running out of the future. That there is no future on offer anymore. And what happens when the future vanishes? When we don't believe in the future anymore, I would say the present rushes in. We are living not anymore in a future-oriented society, but in a present-oriented society. And there is a French author called François Artaud who says that the name of our new time regime is presentism, or present-oriented time regime. What does it mean for an historian? It means that there is no past, no future, only an ever-broadening present. The present that creates on a daily basis the past and the future it needs. It also means that the past is not something out there, something finished, completed. We can study easily from our current perspective. No, the past is still here. It's a persisting past. The past is still surrounding us. It haunts us. And we historians, we have to live now under this new time regime with the past that is not out there, but it's with us, haunts us. Of course, this worries me. Because I'm used to work with a past that is out there. That is, as the other quote goes, the past is a foreign country. They do things different there. No, the past is not anymore a foreign country. I have no answer for this. How history should be written under the new time regime of presentists that, after all, and that dates back to the late 20th century. But I will just leave you with this question. Thank you.
Yes, we will come to Marek. Has anyone got any questions for Marek about his talk there? Yes.
So is it still possible to have a time machine under this new regime?
So is it still possible to have a time machine?
It never has been possible.
It's never been possible. Any more questions at all for Marek? Don't be shy. Yes, ma'am.
Could you point out a moment when this started, when this shift started?
That's a good question. I would say the end of Cold War or fall of the Berlin Wall or something similar. Let's say, I would even say that we had this future-oriented modernist time regime running from the late 19th century to the late 20th century. Now, in the new 21st century, there is another time regime, presentist time regime. When it will be end, or if ever, I don't know.
Thank you. And any more? It's a little hard to see hands. Yes? Oh, there's a question over here, and I'll come to you in a second.
Okay.
Yes?
How does that present time regime affect us in daily life? For example, making breakfast.
You don't believe in a breakfast anymore. I mean, there won't be any better breakfast anymore. Only the same, damned breakfast. Every morning, the same damned breakfast. No progress.
And there was a question at the back, yes?
Yes, what do you think, will this form of regime will be the final one, or will there be any more coming?
We'll see.
Marek can now sit back and relax, and so can you, so that's going to inspire some improv for you now.
90 minutes, full 90 minutes, tough match, big game. Win, lose or draw, we put our hearts into it, everything out there, heart on the pitch. We don't leave anything, but you know what?
We win, we put our hearts in it. If we lose, we put our hearts in it. If we draw, our hearts are in it. I understand that.
That's right, whatever result, our hearts are in it. And you know what? When the final whistle blows, the referee calls time on the end of the match. He might think that's the end.
It's not the end.
It's not the end, is it?
We keep going.
We keep going. Whole time like the present. The other team might leave, I don't care.
It's going to make it easier for us, isn't it?
Go!
All we have to do once we score that goal is wait for them to restart the match.
Now, that's where the problem starts. And all we have to do is make sure that at the time that the goal is scored, is not the present.
So we have to score a goal in the past.
Yes. Now
Come on, England! Come on, England!
Give us a go, England!
Give us a go!
Give us a go!
Give us a go! Will we get to go home soon?
Well, I'm looking forward to racking up a few goals now the other team's cleared off.
Yep. I'm hoping they will get at least 2 in now, at least.
Oh, come on, this is the England national football team. I can't get too excited about it.
Might not got anything. They've been going around in circles for the last 30 minutes.
It's exciting and all, and
Oh yeah, I'm well excited.
I love watching the boys win against no opposition. And
Yeah.
I just can't help but feel we're wasting our money, love.
Well, I've saved up all of our money the last week on this, and we will have fun whether you like it or not. We are going to scream at those men until they are finished.
There we go.
Thank you.
Still running in circles, are they?
Yeah. Didn't miss much.
About 30 minutes. Come on, England, get running towards the goal!
Yeah!
I was just saying to say, it doesn't seem like a good use of our money.
You pay when you leave.
You pay when you leave.
For however long you've been here.
So as long as we keep staying here and the boys keep playing, we don't have to pay.
I guess I'll get another hot dog after this one, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, we should get into survival techniques, if anything. Don't know how long we'll be here.
Alright.
What are you looking at me?
I'm just worried. Call me overprotective. Call me Mrs. Overbearing girlfriend, if you will. But it's just that John, he goes to the football every week, and well, that was Saturday, and it's now next year. Well, Howard, it's as if he's caught up in a loop of the national sport, and I'm just left here to pick up the pieces of my life. Tea?
Yes, please. Right, you've got to let your man run free, be wild. So is Oates. Do what he needs to do.
I know those were our wedding vows. Run free, be wild, sow your oats, until death do us part.
You make those vows in front of a man of faith, and indeed in front of God, and you have to stick to those vows, Claire. If your husband wants to gallivant around the world, see football well, it's your duty to stay here and support him in doing it.
I know, I just wish his vows had been the same. All he promised me was that every so often he'd bring me back just a souvenir match programme. It's now been over a year.
Well, he's going to bring back a hell of a collection.
It's alright, mate. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
You really think so?
Of course I think so. Would I say it's fine if I didn't think it was fine? How long have you known me?
2 days.
2 days now, yeah. In those few days, do I seem like the kind of person who would say, it's fine? It wasn't really fine.
Still getting to know you still at this point, I think. Let's be fair, you have said that a few times already.
And is it fine?
You say it is, so I guess it is fine. The situation we're in. I'm worried that the future we've chosen for ourselves isn't going to be that fine.
How can you say that? After all we've been together. 72 hours.
We've gone from strangers to acquaintances. But I don't know where the future is going to take us.
Friendship, possibly, I don't know. Lifelong bond. I didn't ask your name. What's your name, sorry? Jean-Luc.
Henry.
What was your name?
Very exotic name.
Yes. My father was from England, and my mother was also from England, but they have a penchant for exotic names.
My parents are both French.
Yours simply old Henry Smith.
Penchant for the boring life.
Boring life.
Boring English life.
See, we're getting to know each other.
We're getting to know each other's parents.
Touché, as the French would say.
You don't need to tell me, I know what that means. I'm French after all.
Maintenant. I don't know what that means.
It means now.
And there's no time like the present, exactly, that's what I meant.
It's not the present that's the issue, it's the future.
Prisoners, if you could just keep it down in there, that'd be great.
We are stuck in a jail cell together.
You know what I see the future being? Yes, we're 72 hours into our joint sentence. It starts at the same time, but we'll end at the same time for convenience's sake.
Easier to open the door once for us.
Exactly. All that effort. to open a door.
Well, close it, don't open it now.
Sorry, prisoners, if you could keep your door shut, that would
sorry.
be.
What do you mean you didn't lock the doors?
Well, I just trusted them, you know. Just thought, come in, they're together. So just don't
You
lock
thought one
it.
of them would keep an eye on the other one?
Well, I thought I'd just wander past every so often and remind them of the prison rules and just hope for the best. But
Prison guard.
yes.
It is a fundamental part
Right,
of your job
yes.
to lock the doors on the cells.
Right, okay. Because I thought it was more just I'm in the prison and I'll be a guard. So I walked around every so often guarding things, but yeah, didn't maybe lock anything. I mean, actually, the whole of the West Wing hasn't been locked. Oh,
But when I did my morning rounds,
yes.
expecting all
Prisoner.
those prisoners
Yes.
to be rattling about in their cells,
They weren't there.
they weren't there. 5,000 prisoners escaped. Now, luckily, I took the liberty of locking up the other parts of the prison, so they're just roaming about the corridors. I want you to round them up.
I am but one man. You want me to round up 5,000 prisoners?
In this prison, we take accountability for our mistakes. Just yesterday, I was walking around with a shoelace untied, and I stepped down, tied it up, and said, sorry.
To your own shoe?
To the prison infrastructure, to the organisation that is Her Majesty's Prison Sandwich.
Well, what I am worrying about is this meeting has gone on 3 hours. They could be anywhere.
I've said all I need to say.
Well, best get looking.
Right, I know it's a change from being a prison warden, but here at the door shop, we do actually want to keep the doors open.
No.
People, they can't try to do
No, I'm sorry.
No,
I'm
sorry,
sorry.
it's too vicious with it.
Every door must be locked.
No, that,
I won't have another 5,000 escapees.
No, it's
Not in my watch.
that's
Excuse me, I'm looking for a door that will open
They'll all open. You just need to lock them.
without a key.
try some of the doors in the east thing. Very. This is the whole point of the shop. People want to try
The
and do.
customers escape.
It's enough.
You told me you wanted to come on board on the door shop. Well, I was suspicious at best. But when you showed me the facilities, and there's not a single wall, just doors on every side, I thought that was asking for trouble.
You seem to misunderstand the point of a door shop. We're selling doors to people who either don't have doors or want to upgrade the door they currently have.
But every single person.
Oh, babe. I just wish we had some doors.
I mean, I walk here, I think, oh, that's a sunny day. I look out the window, oh, clouds, birds, trees, etc.
It's just how do we get there?
I think, oh, I want to join in that party of nature.
How will I get involved in the day?
And you know, it's awful for my social life, but great for my mind skills.
Well, yeah. I mean, it was a bargain, let me tell you. This property was quite the bargain, but we literally will just stay here forever.
I know. Just you and I. You and I.
you.
Lovers.
Well, maybe.
So, hi, I've got some post. Where do I?
Oh.
He thinks he's going to deliver some.
Good luck.
Put it on the pile!
Out of interest, how did you get in there? Just wondering.
There's enough questions for now.
I think you're the nosiest postman alive.
Darlene, he's got a serious point though.
What?
How did we get in here?
I've been looking through the plans, Steve, for the housing complex. What you've done here, you've drawn people, and then you've drawn the plans around the people. If I understand this correctly, you are proposing that we round up pairs of people and then build houses around them. And might I add, you've not put any doors on these plans whatsoever.
Thank you.
So I'm right then, I have understood the plans correctly.
Yes. Yes, you have. What is your problem with the plans?
It's just unorthodox, that's all. Usually we build the houses and then try to sell them to people.
Well, that's that's been this company's problem for several years now. it's a flaw I saw in the business. I thought, take the initiative on this one. I'd get the people, build the houses around them, then they have no choice but to buy the property. See? All this? Some license to print money.
Just without a door, how are you going to mail them the bill to pay for the house?
Right, you'll also notice you can see them when you look from above. There's no roof on the house. You throw the bill over.
It's a point actually. I think in architecture school they never told me how roofs were supposed to be drawn on plans. They get the layout of the floor, no problem. But the roof.
I don't know how you're meant to see the floors below.
Exactly.
Well, it's either a roof or it's a building. You can't have a building with a roof on it. Because you can't draw that.
Welcome to architecture school. Right, okay. So here's the plans. Any questions? Any questions? Any questions?
I have a question. I have a question.
Okay, well that's architecture school. Wrapped up. Okay, there we go. Well,
Sorry, I'm late for school. Would you like a bowl of breakfast, dear? Breakfast, dear? Breakfast, dear? Would you take a seat for your breakfast, dear? Breakfast, dear? Breakfast, dear?
Can I have my breakfast, sweetie? Breakfast, sweetie, breakfast, sweetie. Can I have my breakfast, sweetie? I'll sit on this chair.
Yes, you can have your breakfast, dear. Your breakfast, dear. Your breakfast, dear. Can you even guess what your breakfast is? Your breakfast is. Your breakfast is.
Is it cereal again?
Yes, it is. 90 minutes! 90 minutes! Seemed like a long time ago now.
Another 90 minutes.
And another. And another. And another.
Can't they even give us a half time?
As is traditional. We're now into our 21st day of this match.
We're still waiting for them to restart it.
Because on the halfway line, all not there.
Their goalkeeper not trying to put me off by not being there.
Not being there. Their fans not booing, not jeering by their lack of being here. They don't even have the common decency to finish the game on our terms.
We told them you can win in the first 90 minutes, that's fine, but it's about the second 90 minutes, the third 90 minutes.
I told them, the same as I've always said since I was a kid in football, it's my football, I'm taking it home and I want to leave.
It's very kind of you bringing the football to the game.
Yeah. Pretty surprised that the Association Professional League did not supply their own, but luckily I brought one.
And your dad to help out as referees are very nice of it.
Don't
Well
forget,
done, son.
Mr. Johnson.
It's your dad. Why calling your dad Mr. Johnson?
We have a professional, courteous relationship.
Well done, son.
You've always been here for me, Mr. Johnson.
I mean, is he always like this?
Yes, he is. Good one, son.
Thanks, Mr. Johnson. Tell Mrs. Johnson I appreciate her motherly support.
That's not a normal, healthy relationship.
You want to talk to me about normal and healthy?
I want to talk to you about normal and healthy. I'd love to.
Good, because that's exactly what I want to talk to you about. You think it's normal? You think it's healthy to play football for 21 days? Because I do. You think it's healthy to play football for nearly a month? Because I do. You think it's normal to play football?
Sorry, as your doctor, I would say that I don't think you are normal or healthy. I think the football is really taking a toll. I can actually see on your left lung here that you are getting some real strain. Also, your right knee, actually, if you just follow the X-ray down, the right knee is also struggling. Fold out, and you'll see your arm.
Where were you? You were gone for 3 games.
trip to the doctor's office.
It's just me out there. Thankfully, there was no opposition. I could have been in some real danger.
I went to the doctors. I've got news for you.
For me?
Tyson. I've got news for you about me.
What is the news?
It's not news to me because I've already heard it. The doctor showed me an X-ray. I've got a problem with my lung. Then he expanded the X-ray. Showed me my knee. Dodgy too. Folded out. One further fold. My arm. Gone! One more fold. It's prosthetic. One more fold. With my girlfriend. Gone! Another fold. My house, my car. Gone. Now I don't know when or how they took this X-ray scan.
It's a very simple new technique in X-ray.
Oh, okay.
And I think you're going to like it. It foretells exactly what's going to happen in a person's life. All you got to do is fold it over. Let me just take a quick X-ray of you.
Right.
System.
Okay.
Close your eye. You don't have to pose.
Oh, sorry. I won't. Okay.
You can pose, but you don't have to. All right. Get that there.
Oh, sorry.
You can stop posing now.
Right. Okay.
All
No problem.
Now, you think this is just a normal size X-ray, right?
Yeah, I do.
No.
Okay. Nah.
Do it down. Full body shot.
Okay. All right.
Straight away, we can see there's trouble afoot on your foot.
Okay.
And then a fold out over here.
Yeah.
That would be where your husband was previously standing.
Wait, where's my husband gone?
He's gone.
What? Why?
The X-ray has foretold that he will leave you.
Sorry. Why is my husband leaving me?
Your dedication to your work.
You look nervous. You look unhappy, dear. Was there something wrong at the doctor's office?
I'm surprised you're still here.
I'm sorry.
Well, I just found out a few things.
What did you find out? Are you okay?
I'm fine, it's you!
Me? What's wrong with me?
You're gonna go!
I'm gonna go where?
I don't know! He wouldn't say! You're just gone!
How can I go somewhere in the future? I don't even know where I'm gonna go!
Me neither! Me neither! Have you got problems? You got problems with us?
Not that I know of.
Well, why not? You're leaving! You're leaving and we haven't even got problems?
Sweetie!
What?
Stop shouting!
Panic!
Sweetie, think about it this way.
Uh-huh.
You're obsessing about the future. You're obsessing about what will happen. You're very close. You're obsessing...
What's the problem with being close? I'm your wife!
All right, sweetie, come closer. You're obsessing about what's going to happen in the future. Where I'm going to be. Will we be together?
Yeah?
What about now? What about the here and now?
Well, I'm worried about the here and now!
I'm here. I'm now. If you want me to be here and now forever, in the future when here is there and now is when, then I'll be there for you.
I am a doctor, but I do not understand this speech that you are saying.
I'm a poet and I rarely understand anything you say. All I'm trying to say, sweetie, is we're here.
Yes?
Right now.
Right.
And if you
Got
want...
it.
On board so far?
Please,
right.
carry on.
Whatever the future may hold, if
Right.
you want that to be us,
Yes.
as two people,
Well, yes.
either here or elsewhere, somewhere, other place.
What?
And that time is not now, but it's then, but then it will be now.
What? What? Why are you leaving? Is this
All I'm saying, dear, is I love you.
I love you.
I love you too much for you to not understand my crazy theories about future and time. I love you too much for you to misunderstand a doctor's graphs. I love you too much for you to get angry and shout at me. I love you too damn much for me to shout at you. I love you too damn much to ever want to leave the here and now with you. I love you too damn much.
So why did you leave her?
I don't want to come back empty-handed.
There's no prisoners down there.
No?
You would have thought 5,000 prisoners would be easy to find.
I mean, I thought they were hiding under chairs, but obviously not.
Gordon said he'd locked all the other corridors, so they're just roaming the hallways.
Well, all we have to do is look a bit harder.
I'm looking as hard as I can.
I mean, do you think it's worth searching the other cells? Weird guard uniform he was wearing.
Keep up the good work, guys. I'm on your side.
Nothing strange about that at all.
Have you checked on the list?
Yes, several times.
What I'm saying is, where have they gone?
Where would you go if you just got out of prison?
Under a chair. That's why
I can pace up and down just along here.
Okay.
But obviously there's no one there.
And where would you go if you were gone?
Yeah, where would you go?
Well, it's really hard to concentrate with you guys riding my grill. I'd probably take in a game, I guess.
What?
The stadium. I'd probably go down to the stadium and take in a game.
What? So you just got out of prison and that's where you go?
What do you do about your kit you were wearing?
Huh?
You're there with black and white stripes and the prisoner uniform.
Well, it's okay if you support the right team. Now wear the same.
That's good. And there are chairs there that they could hide under. I know, they're flip chairs.
They're usually flip chairs.
Get in and you flip it down.
Before you look at the chair, there's a hand just holding it down.
So all we have to do is go to a stadium and look for some hands. Flipping down chairs. By God, man, you've got it.
I'm starting to realise why we're prison guards and not detectives. We're at the other end of the crime.
Too late end of the crime.
Too late. The crime's already happened. In a way, detectives are mostly too late, as the crime has already happened.
You're right.
If a detective was able to investigate a crime before it had taken place, well, that'd be some detective.
That'd be a criminal.
Oh man, I can't wait to get this time machine a-working, right? Right, boys? Right? Right?
Just about the most exciting time of my life.
Just about.
3 seats for 3 people. All gonna go back or forward in time.
Where are we heading first, boss?
That's exactly what I was gonna explain to you now. We're going right on back to 5 years ago.
5 years ago?
Yeah, that's right.
1856.
Oh yeah. Well,
I've had enough of 1861. I want to head back to the good old days of 56.
tell me about it. Well, that's where we are going.
Okay.
So, what? Question from the back?
If we go back to 1856,
Uh-huh.
those years ago.
Yeah, I mean, I can't even remember it that well.
But wasn't we all alive back in 1856? Just a bit younger?
Yeah.
Isn't there a chance that we could encounter our younger selves in the process of trying to design a time machine, and then alter the very course of the invention of that time machine by convincing our older selves that we indeed had invented a time machine, in which case they will become more complacent and not invent the time machine, and we would be able to travel back to the past to stop it happening.
Say that again, I missed it. I was going to write it down.
All right? Isn't it possible?
Oh dear.
Oh.
Domestic bliss has turned into house nightmare. Because we can't get out.
No, we can't get out.
There's windows,
No.
there's walls, there's no roof.
But how would we ever get out?
There's a mountain of posts outside.
I know. I'm worried about my magazine subscription.
It's like you've been throwing away £4 a month every month.
And that is one of my major concerns.
How have you got to keep up on your latest gossip?
Exactly, because in here, all the gossip is around you. Remember last afternoon when you just walked over there? That's the excitement of my gossip at the moment.
Let's recreate that moment for our own enjoyment.
I got bored of it bit, if I'm honest.
What if I walk over there? You don't look happy, my dear.
No, I want to get out.
Then get out we shall.
Okay, but how?
Do you want to join another salesman?
We're busy, we're trying to think of a way to get out of our house.
Get away! And don't step on my post.
Rude, the cheek of some people these days, and we're trying to think of a plan to get out.
Backdoor idea, man.
Everybody's
You need
just
an idea, I'll sell it.
What? Why do these people come to our home trying to sell things?
I am trying to get into a state of mind.
We're trying to think. How would we get out?
That's a really interesting job you have there. So you have a backdoor idea, man.
That's right. I travel door to door, but back doors.
Over fences and...
Yeah, they never see me coming. Skipping over fences, and if you need an idea, I'm your man. Let's do it now. I'll give you a free service.
This is good. I'd like an idea, please.
Well, what would you like an idea about? See, this is the problem.
People are you put me under a lot of pressure. I'm trying to enjoy our date, and suddenly just throw in.
Here's an idea. Let's order some wine.
Good idea.
So, how do you say in Spanish? Do you have any?
I don't know Spanish, but I do know French.
Okay. Je voudrais whisky. Vino.
Very good. Trace bomb.
I'm sorry, I don't want to bother you with my job. I was really interested to hear what it was you did.
What the hell is it? That explains why that chair was there. Hey, it's just a trough full of wine.
So you said you worked in the prison?
Yes, yeah. Well, he did, fairly recently. You know that prison escape, you may have heard of it, that's 5,000.
5,000 prisoners, yeah.
Well, I got fired as a result of that, but I actually found a job at the stadium, selling refreshments.
Oh, great.
A lot busier there now.
Yeah.
So I really appreciate you bringing me out to Spain for a date, and then ordering in French.
Something wrong?
I don't know.
Well, am I supposed to click at them now? Sorry, this has been a disaster. At least we've got enough wine. So the stadium, I've heard those football matches go on for a while now.
Yeah, it's just pretty much you turn up when you want to, you leave when you want to as well. There'll always be something happening. It's really good. Yeah, it is.
I'm going to level with you.
You've not been.
I'm going to be straight.
You've been lying to me so far.
I want to sleep with you.
Really?
Now, some people might call me sentimental when I say something like that. Some people might say, you old romantic, cutting straight to the chase.
Not as red as my wine.
I knew as soon as you walked in.
You wanted to sleep with me?
Yes.
Would you like a little lunchtime meal? Would you even like a little lunchtime meal? A lunchtime meal for you.
Yes, of course I want a lunchtime meal. It's 1 o'clock, it's 1 o'clock. Yes, of course I want a lunchtime meal. I'm fucking really hungry.
Sort yourself.
1856. Well, I'll be down. It seems like in the process of traveling through time, you swap chairs.
How did you get the captain position?
You just have to roll with it. I don't want to mess with time travel.
Maybe we can experiment with this. Go back another 5 years. 1851, a time of opportunity, and see where we're sitting. Then. Down!
Isn't there a chance that we could encounter ourselves back in 1851? At the very early stages of us thinking about creating a time machine. Before we started designing and building it, and then we could plant the idea of a time machine inside our own brains, and that would in turn be a good thing, because it would encourage us to start work on the time machine. But it may well prejudice them, because they will know that in the process of us meeting them, we must have been successful in building the time machine, thereby creating another paradox. We're already 2 paradoxes in. I don't want to take any more chances. We've already seen that you swap chairs. I'm afraid of what might happen next.
There's only one way to find out. Now I'm in the captain's seat. I guess I'll be pressing the button. Oh, needs 2 keys.
Of course. $18.51.
A confusing time. When nothing was right. Nothing was normal. Nothing was as it seemed. I remember it was 10 years ago from the day we started off. It was a crazy mixed up world, where some things were facing forwards and some things were facing backwards. No one knew what was really going on.
I was there too, I remember.
You were there too. Do you remember?
Well, yeah, of course I remember. I was there.
The only thing we must not do is encounter ourselves in 1851 and cause a rift in the space-time continuum that could tear us asunder.
But you're in the captain's seat. Why don't you take us home?
I am in the captain's seat, but I am, of course, facing the wrong way.
Which would take us the wrong way in time. Back 10 years instead of forward 10 years. Why didn't I think of this before? It's so obvious now.
Finally, we have messed with time travel too much and trapped ourselves back in 1851. If that's the case, we have to be extremely careful.
One slip-up. One tiny little thing out of place. One pure moment of accident when we slaughter all 3 of ourselves. Could lead to disaster.
That's right. We would never invent the very time machine that took us here in the first place. We would be lost in space and time.
And I don't particularly want that to happen. Do you want that to happen? Let's just try and get ourselves home the only way I know how.
Experiencing time at the normal pace?
Yes.
So this is the plans I've done for the houses. What we're going to do is we're going to have the just the buildings, and then you see I've drawn the roofs on top as well, and there'll just be a door for people to get in with it.
Have you drawn the roofs?
Oh, just the sort of standard way that we do things now. We just sort of draw the roofs for the buildings. It's a standard architectural procedure.
I've never come across that before in my life. How have you drawn a roof?
But you can see, you look at that, you understand, oh, there's a roof on top of that. We can get in, so...
Oh, so I'm assuming there's a roof there. Yes, I don't like making assumptions. Maybe it's just me, I don't like making assumptions, okay? You show me a roof, I will build it. You tell me there's a roof there and I have to assume it. No roof. I only build what I can see on those plans. It's just the way I'm built, okay? It's just an old architecture job.
What? How do you mean?
You know, built. Just the way I'm built.
We plan buildings, we don't build things.
Fine.
It's a builder joke.
He's a big fan of the local comedy scene. It's going to be his first open mic today. So, welcome. Please, give him all the love you can. Give him all the love you can in the club. He's his first time on the open mic circuit. Please welcome Architecture Michael.
Love you, Michael!
Love you, Mike.
Thank you. Thanks, Steve. Pleasure to be here. I'm an architect. It's all right. It's just the way I'm built.
I don't get it. I don't get it, Mike.
What's that, Steve?
I don't get it.
Oh, it's an old architecture joke. Built, built.
No.
Sorry, I got more.
Tell us the one about the isometric paper!
Okay, isometric paper, you got it. What's the deal with isometric paper? That's not the end.
I don't know, Mike. What's the deal with isometric paper?
Sometimes I just want a piece of plain paper. That's it.
I'm not going to lie. Probably not going to have you back at the club again.
What do you mean?
Well, it was all going great. People didn't get the built joke. That's fine. Not every joke's going to land. They loved the asymmetric paper joke, and as did I. I've got a promoter out back. He's interested. Got an agent. Got a film producer.
And yet you don't want me back.
It was the joke you told next. It's a little too blue, a little too controversial. I don't like that kind of material in my clubs.
Just play on words.
Well, it played on the wrong side of my words. That doesn't make any sense, but you think you know what I'm talking about.
All I said was...
Woo! Tell it! Woo!
Do another joke that's as good as the asymmetric paper joke.
But make it rude!
Alright.
Woo!
What's the deal with set squares?
Fuck off! See, that's...
I didn't even get to finish the joke.
It was a visceral reaction, I understand. My paying customers are my paying customers. You're there to please them.
Yeah,
You're not there to offend them.
all I was doing was getting to my big closer, okay? You didn't give me the chance, so I'm going to tell it to you now.
Alright, this is not normally what a club promoter would do. But I'm going to give you one more chance.
Can I use your office mic stand?
Please do, I always keep one in the corner.
As I said at the beginning of my set, I'm an architect. Just how I'm built. I was going to come out tonight and do some unprepared material. I was going to improv it.
I wouldn't do that.
But instead, my material was planned.
This going to be any easier for you, boss? Don't have a 3D model of how it's going to look.
I'm really tired doing the comedy shows at night. It's really hard having to work through the day and then doing this thing in the evenings.
I had a little bit too much to drink at that show. That promoter, and to be fair, he's the one who then suddenly swore and jumped up on stage.
Well, it's his gig. Okay, so we got a roof here. That's funny, it just reminds me of my big closer. I never got to do it.
Sorry, can we focus on this? I've planned this all the
It's just, I took the liberty of bringing my own mic.
And this, what we have a barrel, yeah.
I always have to adjust it, you know. When I put it in the car, I have to adjust it down, and then I have to adjust it back up. It's never the right height. You know? This isn't the joke, by the way.
Very intricate.
Anywhere I can plug in the
To be honest, I can't hear you.
well, it's just a comedy thing. You gotta be amplified.
If you shift that to a filing cabinet out of the way, it's on wheels. It's moving forward.
The filing cabinet is on wheels.
Yeah, so it's not that old.
Ah, yeah, okay. You keep your ant back here.
Yeah, behind the filing cabinet. It gets in the way otherwise.
All right. You gonna introduce me on?
Michael, my boss.
Put your heart into it. You can't there. You gotta get everything.
Ladies and gentlemen here in the little village tonight, put your hands together for my boss, Michael.
Thank you. I'm an architect. Does sound dope. Oh, you want me to cut to the end?
Right, you can go through it just quicker.
I'll go
Do
through
the whole set just quicker.
I'll go through the whole set, okay? What's the deal? With isometric
Just get rid of it. Take the pauses out there. Just barrel through it.
What's the deal with isometric paper? Sometimes I just want plain paper. Now look here, see? Something about set squares. That's really cool. That's really cool, really bad. Okay, here's the thing. What about when you're planning a building and it's got too many stories and the building collapses? That's funny, haha. There's no one.
Just
Sir,
sorry,
what's
if
your
I'm honest.
profession? Sir, what's your profession?
I'm an artist.
That's just the way you're built.
Sorry I ever left, Darlene. I love you too much to ever leave again. Loved you too much in the first place. That's why I want to make it up to you. I want to make things right. I love you too much. I love you too much. So I thought maybe we could move in together, get a new house together. You know, get one built from scratch.
I love that.
I love you too much not to have a house with doors.
Back it up, back it up.
I love you too much to have a house with a roof. I love you too much to let you get your magazine subscriptions every month on time. I love you too much, baby. I love you too much to ever spend any time outside. I love you too much, baby doll. I love you too much to live in a house that we can leave. I love you too much. I love you too much. So I talked to a few of the guys down at the architecture building. One of whom is stupidly building the house from the inside. He's gonna have to hear all of this. Lock yourself into a house you're building once, shame on you.
I don't know, I'm just really tired with all these comedy gigs.
Let me tell you this. I love you too much. The first time I set eyes on you, I knew I wanted to sleep with you straight away.
I just put the nails in.
Pretend you're not here. I love you too much to not be with you forever in the same room. That's why I'm going to ask this man to put down his hammer of building, to set aside his set square of measurement, pick up his book of marriage. I love you too much, dear, not to get married in the house we're probably going to die in.
And me. Alright, can't say I've ever done this before. You mind if I start with a joke?